They invited me to a very special reunion. Date? My birthday. I showed up smiling, 28 guests, cake, music. Not a word about me. When I asked, Mom laughed. Your birthday? Oh, please. This was more important. Everyone laughed. I raised my glass, smiled, and said, then so is this. Froze the $5,200 bill, canceled the venue card, and sent one file titled FFF to every inbox before dessert. The file? FFF? That was the real dessert. Your birthday? My mom said, laughing with that flat, sharp edge she always saves for me. Oh, please, this was more important. Laughter exploded across the table. Real, careless, ugly. My uncle nearly choked on his wine. My cousin Sheila smacked the table. Someone clapped. No one looked at me. No one saw me. I was standing there, holding a champagne glass I'd paid for, in a venue I'd rented, surrounded by 28 people who called themselves my family. Fairy lights, custom playlist, catered seafood, and an open bar. A cake so big the decorator called twice to confirm the dimensions. And not a single person had said the words. Not one, happy birthday. I scanned the room. My aunt winked at me like I was being dramatic. My cousin Alan raised his glass. To togetherness, he shouted. They cheered again. My sister, Claire, was live streaming on Instagram, panning over the table like she was proud of the decoration she hadn't paid for. Caption, best night ever with my real ones. I wasn't tagged. When I asked quietly, just once, Dad didn't even flinch. This reunion was hard to plan. Okay, he said. Don't make it about you. And Mom, from across the room, barked, honestly, grow up. That was the moment. That exact one. When something inside me stopped apologizing. I smiled, lifted my glass, tapped my phone. To family, I said. And if this is more important than me, then so is this. The screen behind them, still connected to the slideshow Claire had been looping, flickered, then froze, then changed. Because I'd already scheduled the file. The file named FFF. One copy. Every inbox. Every phone. Every name that had RSVP'd. I canceled the venue's payment mid-toast. Froze the $5,200 charge from the business card they didn't know I controlled. The cake? Unpaid. The DJ? Gone before dessert. But the file? That was the real dessert. Not because I wanted revenge, but because I needed closure. Something they were never going to offer me willingly. I used to think love was measured in what you give. I gave them everything. My first real job? I bought Dad a new phone because his was cracked beyond use. No thank you. He called it, finally, a real man's phone, and told people at work he'd gotten a promotion bonus. When Claire's car broke down senior year, I sold my laptop, the one I used for work, and wired her $800. She posted a story the next day. Some angels wear hoodies. People commented, your dad's the best. She didn't correct them. When Mom's back pain got worse, I paid for a mattress with orthopedic support, $1,200. Claire posted a photo of Mom in bed with a tea and wrote, we always take care of each other in this family. Not once was I mentioned. Not even a tag. I didn't say anything. I told myself, you don't do it for recognition. You do it because it's right. That was the story I used to survive. Until I couldn't anymore. I paid for Claire's master's program. Full tuition. Her job had fallen through, and Dad said she was emotionally fragile. He said, help her just this once. That once was $26,000. She graduated. Never said a word. At the family barbecue that summer, Dad stood up and toasted himself. Here's to raising kids who know how to support each other. Some families fall apart. Ours? We invest. Everyone clapped. Even Claire, with my money's degree in her hand, clapped. Mom winked at me like I should be proud. I told myself, at least she finished. 2 months later, I got a notification from the bank. A $9,300 withdrawal from the shared family account. I'd set it up years ago for emergencies. It was Claire again. When I called her, she acted offended. Oh my God, it was for Mom's treatment, she said. You think I'd just take it? Turns out the treatment was a week at a spa resort in Tulum. I saw it on Instagram before she could block me. Family reset, no drama, no noise, just healing with the ones who matter. Photo, Claire. Mom. Dad. No tag. No text. No shame. Dad loved to act like he was above needing help. He wasn't. I paid their gas bill for a year straight, quietly, automatically. When I turned it off, Mom called in tears. We're freezing here, she said. Your father is sick. 2 days later, I saw them on Facebook at a backyard bonfire, roasting marshmallows and fleece jackets. Dad was holding a drink and laughing. Caption: Nothing keeps us down. True family knows how to stay warm. That post got 213 likes. Mine, a simple birthday post with no one in it but me, got 2. One was from a coworker. The other was from an account that doesn't exist anymore. Then came the chat. It was my cousin Greg who leaked it. He sent me a screenshot from the Real Fam group chat. Not the public one. Not the memes and weather updates. This one was private. Mean. Real. Claire had written. Let's not tell him about the reunion until the week of. If he asks, just act like it was a last-minute thing. He ruins the energy. Dad replied. If he shows up, I'll handle it. Might finally make a man out of him. Mom wrote. He just takes things so personally. Let's make this a drama-free night. Someone, probably Aunt Sheila, added. Let's not give him an opportunity to monologue. Then the part that cracked something permanent. Claire. Can we just not invite him at all? I mean, he's family by blood, but it's not like he's real family. The same week, Mom texted me asking for $600. Said the water heater was leaking. Said it was urgent. I asked for a photo. She left me on read. That night, she posted a picture of Claire holding shopping bags in front of a boutique with the caption, Girl Day, finally. I zoomed in. One bag had a designer logo I recognized. I paid their rent that month anyway, not because they deserved it, but because I didn't know how to stop being the good son. Then the windshield happened. I'd parked outside my apartment, just finished a double shift, coffee in one hand, keys in the other. I looked up. Across the windshield, in crude black paint. You only exist when we need you. Underneath, in red marker. Try showing up when it counts. I didn't call the police. I didn't need to. The writing was clear. And I'd finally learned to read. That's when I dug. Claire once bragged that she backed up her entire life. Every file, every message, every voicemail. She thought it was power. Insurance. She forgot she left her old external hard drive in my storage unit. And I never throw anything away. Inside the drive? Folders. So many folders. One named Leverage. One named James equals Liar. One named Editables. Inside, doctored screenshots of my texts made to look like I called her a failure, told her to disappear. Edited images. Memos spliced from my old voicemails. In one clip, my voice said, You're nothing. You ruined everything. Except I never said that. Not in that order. Not in that tone. And in the original files, right next to them, were the raw versions. The ones where I was telling her, I'll pay the bill, don't worry, and you're stronger than you think. She turned comfort into cruelty and saved the proof. That same night, I got an email from her ex. I hadn't spoken to him in over a year, but I remembered his face. Quiet. Kind. The only decent one at her birthday dinner last year. Subject line. She did it to me too. He attached a PDF. A detailed, timestamped confession. Claire had created fake emails in his name and sent them to HR at his job. Accused him of theft. He lost his contract. He knew it was her. He just couldn't prove it. Until now. He'd kept backups. Just like I had. I stared at my wall for a long time that night. Not angry. Just done. I used to think the worst thing you could be was unwanted. But it's not. The worst thing is being useful to people who don't believe you're real. People who treat your kindness like an invoice. People who only remember you when their lives crack and need glue. I wasn't glue anymore. When the very special reunion email landed in my inbox, the one with the date, the location, the dress code, the fake enthusiasm, I said yes. I RSVP'd first. They thought I was coming to smile and serve. They didn't know I'd already uploaded the file. The one named FFF. Fake. Family. Folder. Screenshots. Audio. Payments. Logs. Messages. The cake was theirs. But dessert? Dessert was mine. The venue smelled like fake roses and burnt appetizers. It was the kind of place they book for retirement dinners or cheap weddings, not because it was nice, but because it looked good in Instagram posts. I rented it 3 weeks in advance. I paid for everything. I even ordered a custom cake. 2 tiers. White velvet. Gold trim. It said, Together always. Not a single person noticed the irony. Claire was already tipsy when I arrived. Her laugh was loud, fake loud. She was wearing that red dress she bought with rent money last year. The one I'd Venmo'd her on a Sunday at 11 p.m. with no explanation. Mom was arranging flower vases. Dad was near the bar, talking to someone who looked like a tax attorney with a drinking problem. My aunt was filming everything for her family vlog. No one greeted me. I walked in with a smile. I always smile. It's how I survive them. There were 28 guests. Every one of them had received a file the day before. They just didn't know it yet. It was sitting in their inbox. Silent. Named FFF.pdf. Some had opened it. Some hadn't. It didn't matter. They would see it tonight. Dinner started with Claire giving a toast. To being surrounded by the people who truly matter, she said, swaying a little. Not everyone makes the cut, you know? People laughed. Glasses clinked. She looked right at me. I lifted mine too. Quiet. Polite. Dad stood next. His voice carried like it always did, loud, forced, full of showman's pride. Tonight isn't just about reconnecting. It's about reminding ourselves who our foundation is. Our blood. Our strength. Someone clapped. I think it was Mom. He added, without looking at me. Not everyone shows up when it counts. I smiled wider. And stood. I'd like to say a few words. I began, tapping my glass. Silence dropped over the room like a stage curtain. I wasn't going to speak, but since tonight isn't about me, and definitely not about my birthday, I figured I'd add just a few things. A few chuckles. Nervous. Then stillness. I pulled out my phone. One tap, I said. That's all it took. The lights dimmed. The projector behind me, which had been playing family photos Claire curated, flickered. I had replaced the slideshow an hour before the party. The first image came up, a screenshot of a group chat. Claire's name in blue. Let's just not invite him. He makes everything weird anyway. Mom's reply. Agreed. He takes everything personal. This is about love, not guilt. Dad. If he asks, we say it was a surprise. Then maybe he'll pay for it again. Laughter echoed through the room. But not this time. I turned to face them. These were from your phones, I said. Claire, your old drive, the one with your receipts? You should have encrypted it. She gasped. People looked around. No one moved. The next slide, an audio clip. Her voice. Stitched together, badly. I always hated you. You're nothing. You ruined my life. Then the original clip. Side by side. My voice. Don't worry, I'll cover it. You're stronger than you think. Same date. Same file. Wildly different. She edited them, I said. She made fake messages. Fake audio. She sent them to people. HR departments. Family. Even to a guy she wanted to break up with so she could ruin him first. A beat. Then her ex stood up. Yeah, I invited him. Jake. He stepped forward, opened a black folder, and said calmly. She did the same to me. I didn't ask him to come out of spite. I asked him because sometimes the only way to stop a pattern is to show it exists. I lost my contract. Almost lost my apartment. She told me if I ever left, she'd make sure I regretted being born. Her words. I kept the texts. He placed printed screenshots on the table. Claire screamed. Dad lunged out of his seat. What is this? You think this proves something? You think you're above us because you have. What? Screenshots. No, I said, meeting his eyes. I think I'm above this because I stopped lying to myself. I clicked again. The screen now showed a PDF titled, Financial Summary, Past 3 Years. It wasn't about payback. I just needed someone, anyone, to finally see how much I gave without ever being asked if I had enough for myself. Every dollar I'd sent, every rent check, every tuition payment, grocery delivery, gas bills, cosign loans, even the venue payment for this reunion. I added, calmly. This night cost $5,237. I froze the transaction 20 minutes ago. The bar's closed. The kitchen stopped serving at 8. Cake's still here. I didn't cancel dessert. Murmurs erupted. Some guests stood. Others whispered. A few left. Claire shouted. He's not thinking clearly. This whole thing feels like an attack, not a conversation. Jake replied. Or maybe you're just afraid of being seen. Then Mom spoke. Quietly. From behind a napkin. You could have just talked to us. I looked at her like I didn't recognize her voice. You mean like when I asked about the family trip I wasn't invited to? Nothing. Or when you used my credit card to buy Claire's graduation ring? Silence. Or when you told people I was emotionally manipulative because I asked for a thank you? Her lips parted. No words. I exhaled. This is what I've learned, I said to the whole room. You don't have to scream to hurt someone. Sometimes silence is enough. Sometimes laughter is worse. I looked at Claire. You laughed. When I walked into my own birthday and nobody said the word. I looked at Dad. You clinked glasses and called me a shadow. I looked at Mom. And you? You said nothing. Every time. I stepped down from the screen. straightened my jacket, looked at the crowd smaller now, ashen-faced, quiet. I'm not angry anymore. I'm done. And just before walking out, I said, enjoy the cake. That's the only thing I didn't cancel. They thought it was a meltdown, an emotional tantrum. They thought I'd vanish into the night, humiliated, bitter, and eventually come crawling back with another rent payment, another apology, another silence. What they didn't realize was that night wasn't an explosion. It was a launch sequence. The next morning, I made coffee in a kitchen that no one else had the key to. Then I opened my laptop and got to work. First, I changed every password. Email, bank, utilities, even the Netflix they still used under my profile. Then I logged into the joint emergency fund account, the one I'd created years ago because family means helping each other. Funny how I was the only one ever doing the helping. 3 taps later. Automatic rent payments canceled. Health insurance plan for mom terminated. Scheduled grocery transfers gone. When the app asked for a cancellation reason, I typed financial abuse. Fraud suspected. I didn't smile. Not yet. At 7:42 a.m., the call started. First Mom, then Claire. Then the family chat exploded. Why isn't the rent going through? Mom's insurance just bounced. Did you change the passwords? Please fix this. People are asking questions. What did you do? I didn't answer. I opened a folder on my desktop labeled Receipts. Inside, 3 years of transactions. Screenshots. Audio. A PDF titled Loan Fraud, 2021. That one was important. Because back in 2021, my father opened a credit card under my name for emergencies. I agreed, because I was still naive enough to think his emergencies included me. He used it to buy a smart TV, a sound system, and pay off Claire's overdue phone bill. Last month, he charged $7,800 to that card. Restaurants. Resort deposits. Botox. I filed a formal fraud report. 28 disputed transactions. Attached, audio clips where he casually bragged about fixing his credit thanks to James, and one voicemail where he threatened to ruin me if I didn't send another $1,000. Then I called the bank. I'd like to report a forged co-signature on a loan application dated August 14, 2020, I said. They asked for proof. I sent them everything. My signature from actual contracts. The loan document with the mismatched handwriting. A time-stamped email from Dad pressuring me to not look too closely. The investigation was opened within 36 hours. His credit line was frozen. By noon, Claire sent me a 1,000-word email titled, Seriously? It started with, You're being vindictive, and ended with, You'll regret making enemies out of blood. I didn't respond. Instead, I contacted our family lawyer, the one Grandpa used, and submitted an official request to remove myself from all joint ownerships, family assets, and estate claims. I renounced my stake in the house. I gave up the family trust. I opted out of the will. Voluntarily. When the lawyer asked if I wanted to explain my reasons, I said, They've already taken everything I valued. I'm just closing the account. On the third day, Mom called again. I let it go to voicemail. Her voice shook. James, your father got a letter. From the fraud division. He says it's a misunderstanding. We just need you to talk to them, fix this. You know how this looks? Then, softer. Are you happy now? That line. The same one she used when I was 8 and told the teacher about Dad's drinking. The same one when I was 16 and refused to lie to a cop about a noise complaint. The same one she texted after Claire accused me of stealing her laptop when I was 300 miles away. Are you happy now? As if their wreckage was my creation. As if I wanted this. I deleted the message. Then I blocked her number. The final step came a week later. I received a plain envelope in the mail. Inside, legal documents. They were trying to sue me for damages to family reputation. Filed by Claire. Supported by Dad. I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it was desperate. They were still trying to drag me down, while standing in a pit I built with their receipts. So I drafted one final response. I am not part of this family. Not emotionally. Not financially. Not legally. This is not a bridge you burned. It's a door I locked from the other side. Try knocking if you want, but no one's home anymore. They tried. After the dust settled and the payments froze, after the lawyers stopped calling and the files were real enough to scare them, they tried. Dad sent a voicemail with 3 words. Let's talk. Privately. I deleted it. Mom left a handwritten letter in my mailbox. You'll always be my son. I tore it up and let it go. Claire? Claire paid back every dollar. All of it. Quietly. Through my lawyer. No apology. No explanation. Just a line in the memo. Debt clearance. No contact. Perfect. I didn't make a speech. I didn't go live. I didn't donate anything under her name. I took the money. I closed the account. I moved on. Now? New city. New office. New number. The contact card for every old number? No access. Sometimes, people ask if I miss them. I don't. I miss who I pretended they were. But I don't miss lies. And I don't miss debt. They thought I was a son. I was just credit. And now? I'm paid in full.